Hi, I'm Vienna from Wandering Vienna. And Vienna as in the city in Austria, not the sausage. And have you ever wondered how a teen can travel the world without missing school? Hi, I'm 14 and I've visited over 20 countries while keeping up with my classes. Sounds impossible, right? It's not. And today, I'll share exactly how I balanced school and the world. Let's dive in! Some people hear that I travel a lot and instantly assume I must be skipping school, failing classes, homeschooled. What I do is balance school and travel in a way that works for me, and it can work for pretty much anyone. Whether you're homeschooled, in public school, or private school, you get breaks: spring, summer, fall, and winter. They're basically four golden tickets waiting to be used. A lot of people don't realize how much you can do with those breaks. They imagine travel as this huge, complicated thing that requires quitting life and living out of a backpack forever. But the truth is, you can see the world one school break at a time. That's how I've done it. And trust me, if a quirky, analytical teen like me can figure it out, so can you. Now, spring break is the short but sweet adventure window. It's like the appetizer of the travel year. Not too long, not too short, and usually served with really good weather. I love spring trips because they're perfect for shorter adventures. You don't have to cross an ocean, like we usually do, unless you want to, but you can still explore somewhere new, learn something cool, and come back feeling like you've lived a whole extra life in just 7 days. We like to explore the southern hemisphere because in the spring here and the northern hemisphere, it's actually fall there. In recent spring breaks, we've been able to travel throughout countries in South America, including Peru, Argentina, and Uruguay. Spring is also when a lot of destinations aren't too crowded yet. Flowers are blooming, temperatures are perfect, and everything feels fresh. It's like the world is waking up from a nap. Now, summer break, this is the big one. And it's the longest break, the warmest weather, depending on where you go. Both me and my mom love road tripping in the summer because road trips are usually cheaper than flying. And honestly, there's something so adventurous about being in a car for hours, with the music blasting and the world rolling by outside. Road trips are where some of my favorite memories live. Singing off key, arguing about which gas station bathrooms are the best, which in my opinion is Buc-ee's. We also love to stop at random viewpoints just because they look cool, or stop in cute bookstores. It's all a part of the adventure. And because summer break is so long, you can take your time, no rushing, no panicking about missing school. You just have to be in the moment and appreciate the world around you. A tip to make the ride go by faster is to listen to books. My mom and I have listened to the whole Hunger Games series and A Wrinkle in Time while on a road trip. Plus, road trips teach you things nothing else will, like how to hold your pee for long stretches of time, how to navigate, and how to get along with others in the same car. Next up, fall break. Fall break is my personal favorite. It's not just because the weather is also perfect. Well, in most places. Fall break is when we usually travel abroad. Plane tickets are cheaper, crowds are smaller, and missing a tiny bit of school is way easier to manage than during other times of the year. Right before fall break, school is usually chill, and there's not a lot of testing. There's something about fall travel that feels extra special. Maybe it's the crisp air, maybe it's the golden leaves. But honestly, fall is when I feel the most balanced. I'm doing well in school. I'm exploring new countries. I'm learning things that make my classes make more sense. Last but not least, winter break, full of cozy adventures and cultural surprises. Winter break is super underrated. Everyone thinks it's just for the holidays and hot chocolate. But winter travel can be incredible. During this time, you like to take a road trip south to the beach in New Orleans or west to Texas. If you want snow, then travel north. Winter break is the best break for family time, especially with the holidays happening. I hope in one of my upcoming winter breaks, we can go to a Christmas market in Europe. Winter break also gives you time to slow down. You can reflect on the year, plan your next adventure, and maybe even get ahead on schoolwork. So, you want to know how to miss school without ruining your grades? Here's the thing. If you're going to miss school for travel, you have to be responsible about it. I know. Responsibility isn't always the most exciting, fun word, but it's very important. So, make sure to tell your teachers ahead of time, ask about tests or assignments, do work before or after the trip, and stay organized so nothing gets lost. Teachers are usually understanding if you communicate. They just don't want you disappearing like a magician and then reappearing 2 weeks later like, surprise, I was in London. Now, the world is the best classroom. School is important. I'm not denying that. But the world is like school's cooler, more interesting cousin who shows up with stories, snacks, and real-life lessons. Travel teaches you things you can't learn from a textbook. In Mexico City, you can learn about Frida Kahlo by standing in her actual house. In Paris, you can understand the French Revolution by walking the same streets where history happened. In Rome, you can see the Colosseum, and suddenly the Roman Empire feels real, not just something you had to memorize for a test. And the best part? Sometimes you learn things before school teaches them. When I studied the Renaissance in class, I had just been to Florence, the birthplace of the Renaissance. I recognized buildings, art, and names. It felt like I had a secret advantage. Like, travel was my cheat code, and it can be yours too. Now, balancing school and travel means planning. Not the boring kind, the fun kind, where you get to make lists, dream about destinations, and figure out what outfits make you freeze or swelter. If you don't want to spend a lot of money on your clothes for travel, go to a place like TJ Maxx or a consignment sale for better prices. Now, I like to make a top 10 list of places I want to go and why. It helps me stay focused instead of getting overwhelmed by the entire planet. Trust me, the planet is overwhelming. In a good way. Now, packing is another skill. You have to think about weather, culture, activities, how much you can realistically carry without collapsing in an airport. Souvenirs can make this even trickier. Souvenirs are fun until your bag weighs 100 pounds. I'm not denying souvenirs are awesome, but they're only awesome until you realize you have to carry them, pay for them, and find space for them, and then decide if they're going to sit on a shelf collecting dust forever. Before buying anything, I ask myself, will I actually use this? Will I wear it more than once? Will this mug survive the flight home? If the answer is no, I walk away. Usually, sometimes, okay, I try. Travel without bragging. This is a big one. When you travel a lot, people might think you're bragging when you talk about it, but you're not. You're just sharing your life with them, so don't feel bad. Even I am still working on telling my experience to others. The trick is to talk about your experience without acting like you're better than anybody else. Travel doesn't make you special. What you learn from travel does. Balancing school and the world isn't impossible. In fact, it can be easy. It just takes planning, communication, curiosity, and a little bit of quirkiness. School teaches you facts. Travel teaches you life. And together, they make you someone who understands the world in a deeper, more colorful way. Thank you for listening, and if you want more stories from a teen traveler's point of view, come back to Wandering Vienna because trust me, there's always more to explore. Bye!